parsnips.
Basically look like super fat carrots.
They do. Today I'm going to be making 18 quarts of chicken broth using Ina Garten's recipe. It normally, one recipe normally requires 3 chickens, and so it's kind of pricey to make, as I'm sure you can imagine. So I actually got a great deal on whole chickens. I got 48 pounds for $25. So I went and bought a case, and I'm hoping to be able to get 3 full recipes full out of that. So right now I'm just gonna rough chop all of the vegetables to go in the giant pot, and we'll get it going. They do. And I have all of the herbs and the vegetables prepared. Everything is right here in this bowl. So it ended up being 6 yellow onions, 12 carrots, 8 celery stalks, 8 parsnips, 40 sprigs of parsley, 30 sprigs of thyme, 40 sprigs of dill, 2 heads of garlic, and then once I get this stuff in, I will be adding, 14 quarts of water, 4 tablespoons of salt, and then 4 teaspoons of black peppercorns. So let me show you the chickens. The laundry's here because the laundry room's being mopped right now. So there's all the chickens. I actually ended up adding in an extra 2 because they were pretty scrawny. So I threw in an extra 2, and so that means that I have 4 chickens still left to make stock with the other batch of stock. So these chickens were so scrawny, it really kind of looks like the best thing for them is to make stock out of them. There's not tons and tons of meat on the bones, so this is the perfect application for them. So I'm gonna grab the vegetable bowl and toss that in, and then we'll get the water in and get it going. Okay, so now we just need to pour in the water. And I said 14 quarts, so this is 1 quart here. You know what I'm gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna do 2 of these, and then I'm gonna do 3 gallon pitchers because otherwise I'm afraid I will end up losing count. I better go ahead and move this pot over to the burner that I'm going to be using before it gets too heavy to move. Okay. 1 more gallon. Okay, that is all of the water. So now let me grab the salt and the peppercorns. I'll go ahead and get the burner going. Okay, so we're doing 4 tablespoons of kosher salt. And then 4 teaspoons of peppercorns. Okay, I'm gonna get my gigantic spoon and try and push the vegetables down a little bit into the water. And then I will cover it and let it come to a boil. Once it is at a boil, it needs to, oh, I just splashed myself. The stock needs to simmer for 4 hours. And once it comes to a boil, the smell is the most amazing thing. I wish that you could smell things in video because it is really amazing. Okay, there we go. Just gonna wait for it to come to a boil and I will show you once that happens. Okay, so this actually escalated really quickly. So I went ahead and started the next batch. I had to actually split it between 2 pots. This is my next biggest pot after this gigantic one here. So I had to use this one plus this one. So I have 1 chicken in here and half the vegetables, 2 chickens in here and the other half the vegetables. Believe it or not, the 4 chickens that were at the bottom of the box were much bigger. So I didn't need an extra one. And so I put him in the crock pot with some bay leaves and herbs de Provence, salt and pepper. And so I'll probably use this for chicken salad for lunch tomorrow. I'm cooking it on high. I'll pull off the meat tonight and get that ready so that that's ready to go. Yay! So then here, I started my sourdough bread. This is gonna be 3 loaves of bread. I am getting ready now to leave to go get one of my daughters. And when I come back, we're gonna start dinner. Back there is more sourdough starter that is gonna be turned into banana bread and waffles. Okay, I am back in the kitchen on Sunday afternoon. All of the broth got cooked and strained, refrigerated. I have skimmed off the top and I'm getting ready to put it in the jars to can. So right here, I skimmed off the fat and I heated it up and I'm gonna put it in these jars that are hot. So hot broth in hot jars. And then we're gonna come over here and we're gonna put it in my canner. We had a bit of an emergency because I couldn't find the weight that goes on top of the little valve thingy. I don't know the technical terms, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And this happens every time I can. I've got to figure out a way to keep track of my little jiggler. So my husband came home and he was able to find it. I ordered a replacement on Amazon, so that'll be getting here tomorrow too. So I hopefully will be able to, after that one comes in, always have one that I can remember where to find it. But so I thought I was gonna have to wait until tomorrow to can, but now I'm back on track. Back there in the background in the big Go Wise pressure cooker, I have yogurt going, and I fed my sourdough starter because I thought I wasn't gonna be canning. So once again, I've started way too many cooking projects at once, but that's okay. We'll see what we can get done today. Okay, here we go. So here's my little funnel that will keep me from making too big of a mess. There will still be some mess because it's just the nature of the beast. But I'm filling these up and leaving 1 inch of headspace at the top. And this is going to be amazing to have this in the pantry. Again, this is Ina Garten's chicken stock recipe, and it is just really miles and miles above any other chicken stock I've ever made before. So I can fit 6 quarts in my canner. I probably should go ahead and buy a second canner because I have such a big stovetop now. So I could have 2 going at once. Okay, that looks about right. Let me get a plate to put this on. Or a bowl. Okay, trying not to make a huge mess here. And I'm going to grab a washcloth to wipe the tops of the jars before I put the lids on. I'm gonna do that so that there's nothing that prevents the lid from sealing. Okay, I can't find my little magnet thingy that gets the jars out, or the lids out, I should say. So I'm just gonna have to do with a fork. And these are hot too, because you need them to be a little bit hot so that the seal will do its thing. Okay. There we go. And I'll use my little jar holder and go ahead and put it in. Okay, now we can do the next one. Of this pot. So I need to heat up a little bit more broth so that I'm doing this with the full batch. So I'm going to pause the video for now and get that done. Actually, I think I'm just gonna do this with 5 because it's gonna be a tight fit with 6 anyway. So, never mind. I'm gonna go ahead and get the lid on and get this going. There we go. Okay. Okay, so once that comes up to pressure, it's gonna take 25 minutes and then I will be able to take it out. Well, I am back. This is Monday afternoon and I have all of the broth canned up. It feels really good to have that out of the way. A couple things that I realized as I was canning all of this, I think this is probably the biggest batch of stuff that I've ever canned before. I ordered a rack to go in my canner so that I can can twice as much at the same time. So that should be here tomorrow. But I ended up with 15 quarts and then one itty bitty, I don't know, what is this? I guess it's a half pint, I think. So let me show you everything real quick. Okay, so this is everything. all 15 jars. And doesn't it just look beautiful? It's such a nice rich color. So I am super excited to have these for my nicer soups in the fall and winter. And I'm honestly very happy with how much I ended up getting out of it too. I was worried that there would be a little bit of evaporation and I wouldn't get quite as much, but I am very pleased there. So I thought that it would be fun to show you. Ryan basically gave me an Amazon shopping spree for Mother's Day. And so I bought, of course, a bunch of kitchen stuff. So I thought it would be fun to show you everything that I got. But before I do, one of my loyal viewers, Dee, actually told me about this recipe for plant fertilizer. So it's banana peels, coffee grounds, and eggshells. I'll be putting eggshells in tonight because we're having quiche. So Dee, I just wanted you to know that I did get that started and I cannot wait to blend it up and put it on my hostas. So let me show you what I got. So as you know, I've been doing a lot of sourdough baking and I had some regular Banneton baskets, but I saw these. These are actually made out of wood pulp and I ordered one in this shape just to see if I liked it because they are more expensive. These are about $35 each and I absolutely loved it. So whenever I make sourdough, I make enough to make 4 loaves at once. So I went ahead and ordered 2 of the rounds and then 1 more of the oblong. And I'm really excited about these. I can't wait to start using only these because they are just really, really nice for that. So I also bought these 2 baguette pans so that I can start making some baguettes as well with my sourdough. And I bought this giant wood peel because I am going to start making sourdough pizza crust. I'm really, really excited about that. So I ordered a peel and then I got, instead of pizza stones, sorry, there's little wrappers here on the counter. Instead of pizza stones, I actually ordered 2 pizza steels. Now this is made out of steel and it's 16 pounds, so it is heavy. I'm not gonna pick it up. I'm gonna move my Blue Ball canning book out of the way there. But it's already seasoned, so this goes in the oven and you heat it up for an hour on 500 and then you put your pizza directly on it with the peel. That's why that's necessary. And it is supposed to make amazing pizzas. So I ordered 2 of these because if I just did one, like it would take us forever to get enough pizza to feed everybody. So I got 2 and I will be putting those to use this week. I will report back and let you know how that goes. So then Ryan found another set of silverware. You know the problem where like you end up missing forks and stuff? Well, we're going through that right now. So there's the other pizza steel. I also got this pasta drying rack because making pasta is also on the agenda. I already have a little pasta machine and a bunch of cute little cutters and everything, but I needed an actual rack. So these are all of my goodies. And like I said, I will report back about how it all goes. Now, I went back to Fresh to Frozen and bought another big box of chicken. I got one for my friend too, and they actually had these Tyson chickens available, which are actually bigger than the other ones that I got before. So I'm actually going to be roasting these in my roasters. I have my 2 roasters out. I'm going to be roasting all of this up, and I'm going to be pulling the meat off the bones, canning the meat, and then doing a lighter broth. It's not going to be the Ina Garten broth, but it's going to be a lighter broth, and canning the broth as well. I'll probably end up going ahead and making some of that into soup and canning that so that I have it at the ready. But it's just too good of a deal to pass up. So these bigger chickens were, this is a 53-pound box and it was $35. So I decided to jump on that. My friend wanted some too, so that's what I'm going to be working on. And I'm not going to start canning though until I get that extra rack to make things go a little bit quicker. So just wanted to report back in. It was definitely worth all of the time. I'm so excited to have this broth ready to use this fall and winter when I want to make a big pot of delicious soup. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.